Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Today I'm going to be showing you how to keep hawks out of the area with your chickens and what I am doing with what I'm calling the cardboard chicken garden miracle. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm really excited to be adding on a lot more garden space to my garden this coming spring, and I am doing that through a combination of what I call the chicken tractor and the cardboard miracle, or the chicken cardboard miracle. And what that means is I'm basically gonna let the chickens till up the area where I'm gonna be putting in my rows, eating up all the grass and weeds that are currently there. Then I'm going to lay down all of this cardboard that I have right now holding them in on the area that they've tilled up, and use that as the base to keep the weeds suppressed. This will make sure that I don't need to spray anything in my garden area to keep those weeds down, and that way I'm not ingesting any harmful chemicals in the vegetables that I eat. On top of that cardboard will go a 6-inch layer of compost, which I will get from Clemson's Compost Center. If you live in the upstate of South Carolina, I will put a link for their site down below where you can go and purchase that compost yourself, but it's just a really good place where you can buy bulk compost at a good price. 6 inches of compost in the rows, and then I'll put a layer of mulch between my rows for the pathways for me to walk and to keep the weeds down. This is a really simple type of garden. It's called a no-dig garden, and I will definitely have videos coming up when I get that done. But right now we are on the part of the process where the chickens are working to till it up. So I definitely have a crazy setup going right now. I have along my fence here, I have cardboard all laid out, and that is just keeping the chickens in the area that I want them to be tilling, in the area where my future garden is going to go. It's not very aesthetically pleasing, but it was free, and this is the same cardboard that I'm gonna use to lie down on my gardens later, so I figured why lug multiple things out here? I'll just use the one. I apologize to my neighbors for the ugly appearance at the moment, but this panel is actually really to keep my dog out of this garden because she likes to dig it up, but the chickens can jump through these holes, so it doesn't work for them. In terms of keeping hawks out of the area where your chickens are, your chicken coop, I am definitely very attached to my chickens. They're like my pets. I have named them Luann, Wilma, and Roxanne. So I very much am very protective over them, and I don't want a hawk to get at them. I know this is like maybe a little overkill, but I think even you understand them, they're like more like my pets than like a farm animal. It makes sense. So something you want to do to prevent hawk attack on your chicken flock is make some distractions in the aerial environment. So you'll see I have a string coming across and zigzagging across kind of in a random pattern. That's going to deter any aerial predators from coming in because they're worried that they're basically going to get like stuck inside that trap and not be able to get out. I also like to provide little areas of shade, and you'll see the chickens are standing under it right now. This is another great way to prevent hawks. This is a very cheap, like $5 tarp. I just kind of threw it over. They can get under there, and they have total aerial protection when they're under there. Plus, it's another thing that's going to deter a hawk when they see kind of a reflective substance that's going to kind of freak them out. I also read that you can, I didn't do this because this is already an eyesore, but I also read that you can hang CDs or anything like old CDs or old reflective materials, reflective duct tape, etc. If you can hang that along your lines, that's another really big deterrent if you're having a real issue with hawks. I haven't had any issues with hawks because typically my chickens stay inside their coop, which is totally covered, so there's no way that hawks can get in there. And so I don't have an issue yet. If I like start to see more of them circulating around, I will probably add some of those reflective materials as well. But those are the major things you want to think about with aerial predators, is making some distractions up top so they don't feel safe to fly in because they feel like they might get trapped, and that will keep your chickens safe. This method is really great for your garden. The chickens are in there tilling up the ground, working it for you. That's why I call them the chicken tractor. They're in there tilling it up, and they're also eating at different weeds and bugs that are present in the garden to make sure that it's ready for the next spring. Their poop helps to fertilize the ground that you're going to be working with, and for me that's going to be underneath the cardboard, so there'll be a perfect layer underneath there to help as the roots grow down through that cardboard to help fertilize those roots and make beautiful healthy vegetables to eat. So this really is a great system, and a system that you can do that's no spray as well as no dig. So that's gonna take down a lot of the effort that you have to put in because you don't have to dig at all. You're basically just building on top of what you have. So that is a really awesome way to start a garden, and make sure you're subscribed so that you can see that progression from what we have going on right now until that full garden in the spring. let me take you on a little tour of the chicken area that we have going now. All right, so let's check out what we got. So basically I just put up a pallet right here leaning on my last bed and some old tomato cages right there leaning up. Have some cardboard leaning up on those to keep the chickens in this area. And then all along this fence, I just have some big cardboard boxes that I'm using that are kind of prepped up by our different garden tools. But all along here, just this little bit of cardboard is keeping them encapsulated, and they are following me as I'm walking along this fence here. And this is holding them in and stops them from getting out through these holes, which they definitely can do. And so all this is cardboard along the edge here. And then in here, which is where my garden rows are going to be, I have pushed their coop into this area so they have somewhere to go up at nighttime. And you can tell they are really starting to till up the ground right there specifically, and under the tarp over there as well. Here is that line. I just had some cheap twine that I already had that I used, and you can see it running across the top here back and forth to keep those hawks out. And you can't really see it, but we have an escapee. No ma'am. There's lots of little piles of poop on the garden, which in the yard isn't as great, but on the garden it is perfect to fertilize this area and get it ready for vegetables in the spring. They are now picking at one of my pots here that's holding up some of the cardboard. What are you doing? You picking at that lettuce? Chicken in a pot. We'll make our way in there now, kind of show you some other stuff. And yeah, this tarp is just held up. I just have one bungee cord underneath there kind of holding it on. I have to go all the way around to get in, so give me 1 second. When they see me coming, they're probably gonna run over here. Chuk chuk, chuk chuk, chuk chuk. The other ones are busy in those pots over there. That's hilarious. Look at them. Hi, Luann. It's good to see ya. You doing some scratching on Mommy's garden for her? Thank you. So the system is really easy. I've just been tossing their food out into this whole area so that they scratch all around. Yeah, and I've been tossing like some weeds and stuff in here too that I want them to eat up. They're under that piece of cardboard right now that fell. Hi. Hi. Hi, Roxanne. Don't peck the camera, please. I know it. I know. But yeah, they're just scratching away. The thing about the system is it's super easy. It's really low amount of work. I just open up this part of the coop during the day and let them out. They're following me again. I let them out and they can go in here anytime. I leave this open because obviously their food is in here and their water is up in the coop, so they're free to go in and out and perch if they want to during the day. And then at nighttime I just close this up so that they actually go up into their coop. I'm a little worried if I left it open during the night, they might not go up, so I have been doing that. And then other than that, it's super easy. You basically just want to look for on your garden until all the area kind of looks like, see, they're kind of still working this area. It's got some green in it. But until all the area really looks like this, nice and kind of loosened up. Hello. Loosened up right here, and all the weeds are gone. That's what you want to look for. And then I will take all this cardboard, I'll put them back into their coop. I'll take all this cardboard, lay it down, and then lay down the compost on top. So that is the plan for these rows. And obviously the beds will basically stay the same. I might apply a little bit of compost to them, but they're already pretty fertile. Haven't really had any issues. Hi, girls. You having fun? They have been loving all this extra space during the day. I think they've been liking the chance to kind of fly around a bit more. So that's good. They get to stretch their wings. And that's it. It is super simple to do this method of the chicken cardboard garden miracle. Anyone can do it. Very easy. Good, healthy method. All right, guys, that is it for today's video. My next video is going to be about how to get your chickens comfortable with you holding them and nice and cuddly. So if you're interested in how to have friendly chickens, definitely subscribe, and I'll see you guys back here next week. Bye. Say bye, Luann. What you doing? You gonna take off? I don't know what she's doing. Yeah? Okay, bye. Bye.